Chapter 5, The Three Forms of Psychic Healing. As we stated at the close of our last chapter, the control of the cells manifesting physical disease might be accomplished by the several forms of psychic healing, which may be considered in three forms known as 1. Pranic healing, or healing by the sending of prana or vital force to the affected parts, thereby stimulating the cells and tissue to normal activity, the result being that the waste matter is ejected from the system, and normal conditions restored. This form of healing is known in the Western world as magnetic healing, etc., and many cures have been made by reason thereof, although many of the healers have not known the principles underlying the work, although they had acquired a very good working knowledge of the methods to be employed. 2. Mental healing, by which is meant the control of the cell minds, either direct, or through the instinctive mind of the sick person. This form of healing includes what is known in the Western world as mental healing, direct and absent suggestive healing, psychic healing, etc., 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 and includes many so-called religious forms of healing which are but forms of mental healing, disguised under the cover of religious teachings and theories. 3. Spiritual healing, by which is meant a high form of healing arising from the healer possessing a high degree of spiritual unfoldment, and allowing the light of his or her higher mentality to pour forth upon the mind of the patient, bathing him in a wave of high thought and lifting him, temporarily, to a higher plane of being. This form of healing is not nearly so common as one might be led to believe from listening to the talk of the healers and their patients. In fact, it is very rare, and none but healers of a very high order possess it. Many who think that they have it, are simply using the ordinary methods of mental healing, and have not the slightest idea of what true spiritual healing consists. But, no harm is done, so long as the results are obtained, and we merely mention the matter here, that the reader may form a clear idea of the entire subject. Each of these forms of psychic healing will be considered in turn, as we proceed. The principal point to be remembered at this point is that at the last all forms of psychic healing are forms of mental healing. Even the healing by prana is mental healing, for the prana is moved by the mind, and in fact, is the power of mind itself, as we shall see presently. The disease or trouble is called physical, that is manifest in the cells of the physical body, and, if we examine it closely, we will see that it is really a mental trouble of the particular cells affected. And, consequently, the only way a cure may be effected, is by reaching the mental part of the cell, and rousing it to normal activity. This may be accomplished in many ways, but all ways, at the last, are mental ways, for it is not the way that works the cure, but the mind that is aroused by the way. These points will be brought out as we proceed. In our next chapter, we shall consider the form of psychic healing called pranic healing.